title of the piece is called The Greenfeld Jungle Gym. Basically references the book The Greenfeld Jungle. In fact, the postcard was designed to mimic the original paperback of this book, written in 1963, I believe. It was written by Alva Damaris and Ed Reed.
First kind of expose on the Vegas mob connection that they lived to tell about.
Yeah. Absolutely, yes. So that kind of governed the construction of the piece. The piece itself was a collection of disparate sculptural elements brought together to create a jungle gym.
Much like the strip is like this, there's no urban planning to the strip. It's like, you want a pyramid? Let's do a pyramid. You want a stratosphere? Let's do a stratosphere. You want a nice, sleek, modern curve? Let's do a nice, sleek, modern curve. And then all of a sudden it's all there. But that reflects the Vegas attitude. And the regional elements are the fact that everything is conglomerated here. You know, you can't control it. Frank Gehry Alzheimer's clinic. So all the patients only see the front. The front's totally bland, and the back is the insane part of the brain that nobody understands yet. So he tried to illustrate chaos as best he could. I got a soft spot for Frank Gehry because he's kind of like I'm from LA, and he moved to LA. He's Canadian, but he moved to LA. He's like, you know, if I bash Frank Gehry, it's like I'm not being a good local, you know. So Frank Gehry I give him a pass. When he starts talking about his process, though, if you actually read the transcripts, it just sounds like the most bullshit Buddhist guru, like, nothing. Oh, creativity is like a flower, you just gotta let it bloom. Bullshit like that, you know? And then you look at the great architecture and you go, huh? You know, this is the MINH Hotel here, or the Encore, right? You know, which one or the other. And you have a stratosphere here. See, Mark Brandvik is a regionalist. And most artists these days, especially ones who go to the art schools, are taught not to make regionalism. And yet you can still have a very rigorous visual art vocabulary and still make art that references a sense of place and a local culture as opposed to a received marching orders from the international art world. And so where Brandvik succeeds is in using language that is accessible on a sculptural level to the most sophisticated visual art source, and yet, look, it's a kid's playpen. It's beautiful. You were here before the Stratosphere was built, right?
I was. In fact, there was an apartment that was right at the spot where this was built called the Dubois Apartments, where my parents met, believe it or not. Mom was a cocktail waitress, father was a jazz musician.
Wow.
They met. I was conceived on that spot.
You were conceived on the spot of the Stratosphere.
Every time I see the Stratosphere, I say, you go get him, Dad.
Up a lazy river, rocks and rock.
I went to the Stratosphere Hotel. At the very top is the round restaurant. You see the entire city of Vegas. Took my girlfriend there for her birthday at sunset. It was beautiful. I figured that's too much of a terror target. I did it once. Now I'm done. Been up there, done that.
I think I got my next painting. Here we go. Wow. The piece, in addition to making a loose reference to architectural iconography in Vegas, also has some of these elements that are quite specific to a jungle gym or maybe a training ground. So you have these rings. Much like my paintings, they have this sort of specific vignettes within a kind of looser framework, structural framework. Take this slide here. It's made out of EMT conduit, traditionally found in, just construction trades, but repurposed here for the illusion of a slide, not actually a slide. Although some kids that have visited this space have tried to use it.
Oh dear.
And knocked it over a couple of times. This here is probably the most obtuse reference here. This sort of is an homage to Wayne McAllister's Fremont Hotel, built in the late 50s, early 60s, I believe, and first high-rise structure in Vegas. So it kind of was a blueprint for a lot of the original hotel casinos. In fact, this is where my father first played when he came to town. He played at the Fremont Hotel, played his jazz here. So it's kind of a double up.
I won over $200 on one girl rolling at the Fremont Hotel last night. I think you got that on video, right? That girl, she had some hot hands, man. The dice were the dice are sizzling. I'm ahead for the trip because of the Fremont Hotel.
Yeah.
I'm quite excited about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I also view this thing sort of as a drawing in space. So it's similar to a contour line drawing in terms of its construction and economy. So even though it is a sculpture, I kind of do think of it in terms of its drawing, its relationship to drawing. So be careful there. I don't want this stratosphere falling on you.
If it's going to collapse,
if it's going to collapse, might as well collapse now, right?
So what I love here is you have the Luxor has the beam of light going up, but here it has the swing going down, referencing like if you grow up in Vegas, this is the landscape. This is as natural and important to you as trees are to people growing up in more forested preserves. One of the things about Vegas, it's very transitory. I mean, a lot of people move to LA, but they move there and they stay. But Vegas is a very transitory sort of thing. You're one of the few people who's a native of Vegas, and you
went away, came back, of course, but you'd be surprised how many people have stuck it out here for multiple years.
Really?
Doing this. And why not? I've known a handful that have moved to LA and come back, so what does that tell you?
Oh, if I could get the fuck out of LA, I'd be on the first train out. My girlfriend will not let me move to Vegas.
Why is that?
Because I would gamble all our money away and we'd be homeless crack addicts.
I got a couch for you, man.
Yeah. If you look at the Strip as basically a collaborative art project, it's something beyond pretty much the pale of any other endeavor relative to A, just how it happened, but B, constantly changing, constantly. If you come here 6 months after you've been here, you look at the whole thing up and down. There's always these bizarre twists. Something gets torn down, something gets put up, and that's how it's supposed to be. Oh, they didn't preserve. Oh, they didn't preserve. Oh, you know what? That's not the. When Marcel Duchamp said, "Oh, Dada is supposed to happen. It's supposed to have a lifespan. Performance art is supposed to happen and have a lifespan." But these companies are supposed to build these buildings to preserve them. They're here to take your money. It's a very simple equation. People want to read too much into it. It is truly experiential living in the moment. Artwork. My favorite casino relative to the full experience. God, it'd be hard to say. See, I'm biased because there's ones that I won a lot of money at, so I'm really biased. I hate Celine Dion, but when Celine Dion's performing at Caesar's Palace and they have chips with Celine Dion, I win money. It's like a superstition thing with me and a singer who I have no affinity towards. So that's my favorite because I won thousands of dollars with Celine Dion chips. So, and I won't gamble at Caesar's Palace unless Celine Dion's playing there. So that's my. I have to take it out of the aesthetic. You need to find an art critic who's never gambled. A lot of galleries have started to have art collections, and the last thing in the world I want to do when I come to Vegas, and I've done it, is you go around, oh, look at the art, and it's just, what it actually does is it makes art just another thing. You go to the Luxor, oh, look at all the Egyptian symbols, and then you go to the Aria, oh, look at all the art, there's a Maya Lin, there's a Nancy Rubens, and so all of a sudden art is just these stamps all over the place, I want art, I want the pure art experience. It's like going to church, I don't want the Stations of the Cross interspersed with my slot machine play, So I think art interspersed with the Vegas experience is to me. I just think it's that's not how I look at art. Maybe some tourists really dig it, not me. I would go to the Luxor and even though it's a triangular shaped hotel, the casino's round and you actually get lost. But the guy who works there, you would say hey, where's the bathroom? And they would always point up, and there'd be a purple, a green, or a pink neon sign. So all you have to do is look up. But when you're in the casino, you're looking straight ahead. But the only way to get out of there is to look up and see the purple, green, or pink, and you go to that sign and you make a left, and that gets you out. And it's like a maze that's easy to solve, except when you're in it.